Ladies and gentlemen, that was our cinematic music. It's time for a cinematic last game, game 6 of the night, Nine Lives versus Gale Force. Playing the cinematic music because Gale Force has it all on the line. Will they be the team with no wins at the end of today? Or will they manage to pull one out? If you're Gale Force, Truffle, what are you doing?
What I'm doing is I'm figuring out some way to create a win condition in either the mid or the top lane. Because Brandana and Gregosaurus are going to play a very aggressive or a very solid game. And I thought Fat Jackalope and Poison Ivy did a great job of not giving up very much, even though they were playing against Brandana and Gregosaurus, who are probably the best bot lane in the league. But since they've done that, and I can't say this enough, I think that it was really impressive how well they did that. What needs to happen is some sort of victory needs to come out of top, mid, or the jungle position. So I'd like to see something aggressive, like Renekton or something like that in top lane.
Well, here's an idea. If you're building a strategy around the idea that your bot lane is going to lose, and they're going to be losing all the time, just because of how good Brandana and Gregosaurus are, what if you pick a jungler who can just gank really well, and just set up a tent down there in bot lane?
So that is an option. You do something like something that can carry the game by that ganking. It's that could definitely work, but it could also backfire, and you could lose all of everything you've set up if Brandon and Gregosaurus are able to turn that. So it's actually probably a safer play to dedicate ganks elsewhere. But either method could work.
Gale Force being very reactive in their bans, banning out Zaya, Kaisa, and Jax. So dump all your points in what's hurt you before and what will probably hurt you again.
So, beautiful. That's exactly what I was going to say. Stelio Cantos read my mind, but CB Hickey plays a couple of champions are his favorite comfort picks. Xerath and Vigar are two of them, and since Nine Lives decided to ban out Tilted Snorlax's Xerath, I always love being respect banned personally. It makes a lot of sense to take away that other comfort pick right away from CB Hickey. Countering with Orianna, another one of his, but another one of his comfort picks. But I very much like that Vigar grab. That is a win condition. I like that a lot.
Alright. Orianna being a very popular pick in this particular split of the LCUS. Xin Zhao really hasn't been seen that much since I believe Option 12 did their comebacks in Split 2 for the grand finals there, which were played on Easter.
Yeah.
Someone remembers this.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
But
Misfortune, also someone not seen too much. Used to be very powerful in the LCUS, but kind of faded out. So we'll see how well Jackalope does with that. Braum, assuming it's going to be Poison Ivy down there, so we know the bot lane.
yeah, exactly. I like this a lot. Braum is fine into Morgana as well. I really like Gale Force's draft out of this. Not to take anything away from Nine Lives, they're drafting just fine as well. But if Gale Force is going to change up their strategy and going to come with a win condition, I think they're off to a great start.
I wonder if Nine Lives is going to ban Urgot as their last.
I think I would have. I think I would if I was Nine Lives. But I'm trying to remember who they banned last time. Lots of target bans going at Brandana. I think he proved very much that that he deserves every single one of those target bans.
Yeah, we might as well at this point. Ooh, Fiora, interesting. Fiora is not somebody who I would consider relevant to Gale Force's current picks, but you know, I mean, if Kantos likes playing her, why not?
You don't have.
Yeah, Lucian was one of the other bans Gale Force got.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see who else Brandana can play. Jhin, Ashe, Galen.
I think I'd like to see a Jhin pick here. I think I actually like that. Lots of ADCs to pick from too.
Draven. Give me a Draven.
Yeah, Draven would be fun.
Draven. Nope, going with the Jhin. Alright. Jin's cool too. All right.
This is the bit that's really going to complete the draft. So far, the three that Gale Force are showing. Kha'Zix, that's absolutely a win condition there. And I'm thinking probably a tank in top lane.
Give me a Cho'Gath or something. Maokai's fine too. Defensive, tanky, CC. It's all good. Malphite could be fun.
You know, an engage tank. Urgot, okay. I mean, we've got a Braum that's engage. Okay, back to Maokai. Okay, I do prefer the Maokai pick over the Urgot pick.
Yeah,
I really like this comp out of Gale Force.
I would agree. I think the Maokai makes a lot more sense than the Urgot. Obviously, Urgot has a lot of damage potential, but I think they need that reliable front line. Plus, Maokai can engage very well.
The Kha'Zix pick is great too.
Ooh.
Ornn, Ornn is a very solid top laner and pretty good into tanks. So I think this Ornn pick is great. Provides a lot of the engage that they need. As a whole, I like both teams' comps better than I did their last game.
I agree. Yeah, they're more traditionally balanced. Both sides have threats that can turn on late game. I'd say actually Gale Force has the advantage in terms of late game threats this time. I don't know. I mean, Jin can get scary. Xin Zhao can be scary, but that delete button in Kha'Zix can be really terrifying.
Right, and then there's the delete button in Vigar, and then there's the wombo combo potential from Misfortune. So yeah, I think the late game is in favor of Gale Force on this one. I think the early game is definitely in favor of 9Lives actually. So we'll see if they're able to secure a lead like they did last game, which would power them through.
Yeah, we'll see how they do with that. I think Gale Force will have the ability to hold on at least early game. We'll see what their plan is. Obviously, with that bot lane being as good as it is, we'll see how much time Chop Suey wants to be down there, or like you said, he decides to take advantage of other lanes. Earlier in the day, Darian showed us that you absolutely can help secure as many ganks as you want as Maokai up in your top lane. So we'll see if Huge falls for that as Ornn or not. Obviously, Ornn has a lot of abilities to get himself out of those sorts of situations.
For sure, but Maokai has a lot of ways to lock him down as well. So I agree. I think a top lane gank here makes a lot of sense. And you know, unlike maybe ganking bot lane or something, the goal of a top lane gank is to get Kha'Zix ahead and just to turn him into such a scary threat that no one can, wander around their jungle, even that kind of thing. So let's see if Chop Suey is up for it. But I think a top lane gank makes tons of sense.
I really do not like Ignite on this Braum. I think that you are in a bad matchup in that you're up against Brandana and Gregosaurus, and you need to just kind of sit back, play defensively. Maybe take Barrier on a support. I don't know, but
I think Exhaust would have, with a defensive mindset, Exhaust might have been the better choice. But I actually think that, Morgana and Jhin have the poke advantage. So that'd be Brendan and Gregosaurus. They definitely have the poke advantage. Although Misfortune certainly has a lot with that Q and that bounce. But I actually think that Braum and Misfortune can engage hard right off, early on. I think Misfortune brings a lot more to the table than Jhin does before the first item. So, if used properly, I could see the justification for the Ignite. I agree with you. I think I personally would have gone Exhaust, but.
All right. Well, as we're winding down this last game of the night, thanks you to everyone who's still watching. I know it's obviously late. It's about 10:30 here Central Time. And special thanks to the Twitch Prime subs that we have. I'll pop up the list. Why not? Pull up the list here again. Yeah, thanks to all of you, especially anyone who did a Twitch Prime sub today that isn't on this list. It's updated on Saturdays before every set of games. But we're heading into the last game of the night. Got about 12 seconds left, so just give yourselves a pat on the back as we're going to head into the score screen, or the skin screen for the Nero Skin Showdown, and then we'll head into this last game. See if Gale Force can get their first win.
Who doesn't love an underdog story, right?
Absolutely. I think they have a good shot, like we said, with this particular team. We'll see how their bot lane does.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to take anything away from Nine Lives. They've played some really excellent League of Legends, some clean team play. They definitely know what their win conditions are, and they play towards it. Their preparation for team fights with warding and such is usually top notch. So I don't want to take anything away, but I think Gale Force has matched them. I think they did a really good job for most of last game. Maybe a couple of things could have changed, but I think that they've done a good job of addressing it. So, anyways, back to the skin.
I'd say I'm torn on the skins. Gale Force has that 3-color, has like that coordination there, because like their top, mid, and junglers all have very similar motifs going on. But
I think I'd give it to Nine Lives personally, but I do think that that you're right on the.
Yeah, I mean Nine Lives. I mean Nine Lives obviously has a lot of that really good stuff. They've got the good Blood Moon Jhin. They got Darkstar Orianna, which I know everyone loves.
Yeah, that's I play Orianna myself, and that is definitely my favorite Orianna skin.
But we'll see how it goes. Disappointed there isn't the Thunder Lord Ornn or whatever it is. That's the Thor imagery on that is just amazing. But it's
I just like Ornn as a champion. He's sort of ornery and stuff, and that's probably where the name comes from. But
I do like him as a concept. I think he was one of the more interesting champions. Obviously not new so much anymore, but he's new in my heart. Alright, so we'll see, still very defensive, very basic play here in the early game. No one going for anything aggressive, everyone's just very chill.
Looks like bot side starts for both of our junglers, so we should expect some presence in top lane or maybe mid lane in a couple of minutes here.
Tilt Snorlax with 1 stack already. How exciting! All right, so this is where the action, a lot of the action is going to be. We believe is going to be in this bot lane. Jackalope and Brandana both trading shots. Poison Ivy and Gregosaurus both trading shots. So it's Jhin bounces versus Misfortune's bounces.
Yeah, Misfortune's bounces are notoriously frustrating to play around, whereas Jhin's is a little bit more telegraphed, but I would say more deadly.
Right, Chop Suey gets blue buff first, before going for the crabs and stuff. Xin has decided to go crab first, so we'll have the buff advantage once he gets up there, assuming Suey doesn't steal it.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff going buff scuttle for Kha'Zix, but I'm wondering if he's going to gank off this or what his plan is. Watching a Kha'Zix right away at level 3 is at this stage of the game, about 3 minutes in, is one of my favorite parts. Okay, so Xin goes to red, Kha'Zix choosing a safe farming route.
Root there, a lot of roots lying there in Poison Ivy. I suppose that is the thing about a Jhin Morgana lane. You're gonna get rooted. A lot of roots. Alright, top lane farming is about equivalent so far. Ornn and Maokai are the definition of a wet noodle fight though, so they probably aren't gonna kill each other.
Yeah. Maokai is never going to get through the shields, and Ornn's going to do just enough damage to make Maokai's heal passive matter. You know?
9 stacks on Veigar. Kha'Zix rotating back down. Deciding not to go back just yet. Does have plenty of health. But the Xin did go back. So, give Kha'Zix a chance to catch up in that farm. Ooh, Snorlax and Hickey traded some back and forth there. Hickey with almost no mana now. And bot lane, they're still managing to keep up. Looks like they're going back early. Interesting. Going for just some quick early items here. Looks like Poison Ivy gets harassed, so not able to head back just yet. Good timing on that going back since Nebulon arrived. Poison Ivy keeps getting harassed. So, actually is not going to get to go back, it looks. Well, nope, deciding to go back anyway. We'll leave Jackalope out in the cold. Would have been really funny if Gregosaurus harassed him again.
Yeah, just one last time.
And Kha'Zix's deciding to finally go back as well after clearing out his jungle 1.5 times. So just some early long swords. I wonder if this is just part of the plan to beat Brandana and Gregosaurus. Get some early items, give yourself some tempo.
Yep. And I think a lot of that factors into the champions that they did choose to pick. Both Kha'Zix and Misfortune are going to build lethality, and so that's a bunch of those longsword purchases. Both of those have very early game spikes to do damage as Gregosaurus disconnects again.
Speaking of game spikes, but it is interesting because Brandana bought the same items as well, also grabbing a dagger. So those sorts of builds going to be mirrored on both champions. Was a brief moment there where each lane was paired up against its opposite. Would have been fun to have a pause there just to look at that, but here we are. Alright, so Chop Suey, you know, just continuing along. Everyone's being very gentlemanly, much like game 1. Top laners both sending each other cute faces. It's kind of
exactly. Game 1 was 2 ranged champions stained far away. This game is just 2 tanks not bothering with him. But
that being said, Yuge is behind 6 CS. Most likely because the waves are pushed under a turret like this. Tilted Snorlax at 23 stacks. Jackalope
she's doing pretty good.
And Brandana are both about the same distance from 6. Poison Ivy gets rooted again, misses his own skill shot.
Yeah, there's been some hot feet on Gregosaurus. He's been dodging a lot of the Braum Qs.
Ooh, lands on Jackalope now. Braum Shield does finally get up. Now they turn it. Teleports from both lanes coming in here. Let's see what happens. The spell immunity really helps out there. Kantos may want to ult here.
Oh no, Nebulon shows up.
Poison Ivy goes down, first blood. Jackalope's in a lot of trouble, second blood. Flash from Kantos. Chop Suey's here, but for the best to not go in. And everyone's in the bot lane.
It's a bot lane fiesta.
It's a party. Where's that Karthus ult? Veigar? Veigar, where's that Karthus ult? Oh, grabs the Orianna. That's good enough.
There we go.
I'm sorry I doubted you, not Karthus. Alright, we'll see what Snorlax can do here. Wow. Huge loses most of his health there. Snorlax wants some more. 33 stacks, and Veigar is looking strong.
Yeah, Veigar off to a good start. Gale Force off to an okay start. I think they may have preferred 1 or 2 different things differently, but I think they'll take it as a whole. I do want to shut out the spell shield. I think you called it out in the middle of the team fight, but that was absolutely critical to negate the Braum stun passive. That's what made that fight so one-sided up until Gale Force was able to to earn some of that back.
We do have Brandana hanging out in the brush here. I don't think they know he's in there. Well, they do now. Will Nebulon come back down? Getting a lot of heals off of that crab. Oh, just from his... Yep, off that crab. See what happens. Still a top lane fight. Both top laners did manage to get 1 kill out of those exchanges. Bot lane,
pretty even gold.
Yeah, bot lane's a 700 gold differential in favor of the Jhin. So, as if Brandana needed an even bigger advantage. Hickey's at 8. Tilted Snorlax is halfway to 8. And that Cloud Drake is still going to be rather unmolested at this point.
Snorlax's a little bit behind in CS over Oriana, but does have an assist and is generally doing a good job of harassing. So this Vigar pick working out for the most part.
There's such a gentlemanly top lane up here. This is what you miss when you play Nasus, because no one wants to let you farm at all. Nobody's just good friends. Everyone just doesn't like the dog. That's fine. Just run against a bunch of Rivens. Rivens are never nice. Does everyone knows how Riven players aren't ever nice? They're all jerks.
Yeah. They always have a bit of an ego.
Particularly anybody in chat who plays Riven. You're all a bunch of jerks. Yeah, I said it. Alright, so CB Hickey, alone in lane. We have Snorlax going to get some of that extra mana. So the Vigar last game doing that too. Ooh, might be going up for a gank. I believe it was called out though. Huge has to know something's up, plus there's a ward here.
Yeah, Tilted Snorlax definitely giving up a little bit too much farm here.
Yeah,
But,
I would agree. Once again, Vagar is making questionable plays. Good dash, good root though. I like that. Stun doesn't seem like it's gonna work out. They do get the flash though.
It could have been worse, but I disagree with how much farm that Tilted Snorlax is missing here.
Mm-hmm. Brandana comes to join the party too. Guess, well, you know, my support's gonna keep leaving me. I'm gonna leave him. Hickey's my support now.
Uh-oh, big fight in top lane.
Oh, Ornalt misses. Snorlax pops the stopwatch. Alright, good job by 9 lives getting that kill there.
Yeah, and Nebula and sussed it out pretty well and figured out where Snorlax would be heading back at. Not to sound like a broken record, but this is a lot of CS that is being missed. Fat Jackalope forces out a flash from Brandana.
Yeah, got a lot of damage off too before Brandana was able to do that. Alright, so Brandana, obviously, with those health potion, the health pot that he's got, or a fillable potion, in fact, it's called. Ooh, Hickey forced the flash here. Chop Suey going on him, though. Might get this kill. Nope. Well, flashes for it. One more hit. Does get it.
Nicely done by Chop Suey.
Mid lane turret dies as a result, but hey, they got a kill. And they're going to get 2 kills here. Actually, Gregosaurus is really too far forward. Nope. Jin ult. Oh. Brahm's like, this is my time. This is why I exist. It's that Lucian ults. The two.
Yeah, a little bit humorous that Fat Jackalope didn't realize how much damage he had done to Gregosaurus during that bullet time ult, but once he noticed, it was a little bit too late to respond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was weird because Gregosaurus just kind of walked into that. Wasn't any sort of intentional play or anything. Just kind of walked in and was like, "Well, I have no health now."
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, shout out to Poison Ivy for living the Braum dream.
Yeah, doing his job, keeping his AD carry safe.
Right. Okay, so we have Kantos and Huge still hanging out in the top lane. Both pretty close in terms of gold. Now 300 gold differential. That's pretty close.
Yeah, that's not much at all.
With the Cloud Drake taken by Gale Force, next dragon will be an Ocean Drake. Oh, Braum caught out. This is why you use a sweeper ward, kids. Should be able to get out. Does throw up shield just in case.
Yeah, Gregosaurus is going to go fishing now.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Chop Suey's going to get him.
Nice collapse coming out of Gale Force here. Greg wanted to fish. Gregosaurus wanted to fish for the kill, but it didn't work out for him.
Yep. And that may give, yeah, bot lane is now caught up. So that gives that Misfortune what she needs to stand up to the Jhin.
Yeah, actually, Fat Jackalope and Poison Ivy are doing a really good job staying up to Brandana and Gregosaurus.
Oh, Huge going for some big hits. Oh, not Huge. Jackalope's going for some big hits there.
Chunks Brandana to half. That's a bit scary.
Yeah, 3 hits too. I mean, this is This is an angry misfortune. Jin's respecting it. Maybe that's why he was taking so much damage, because he was respecting it. Perhaps if he'd turned, it might have gone differently. Oh, big fight up here in the jungle. A lot of roots going down. Nebulon takes a bit of damage here. Oh, Snorlax manages to delete. Chop Suey in a lot of trouble, goes down as well. Oh, Ornn misses his ult. Oh, bot lane actually. Kills there. Everyone's doing stuff everywhere, guys.
I know, right? Guys, one at a time.
Oh, well, that could have been part of the reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's why he died, but he Gregosaurus ended up dying to bullet time.
Alright, so Kantos just, isn't dying, as Maokais are known to do. But good exchange there by 9 lives. Able to at least recover from the kills that they took. And great job by Fat Jackalope, assuming that Gregosaurus didn't DC there. Managing to lock down that kill. Those surprise bullet times will get you.
Yeah, exactly. Gale Force is really giving 9 lives a run for their money. I think Gale Force is trying to send a message that they definitely don't deserve to be a 0-win team, and I don't know that they're 1,000 gold behind. No, not even. They're only 200 gold behind. So definitely giving a run for it on this game.
That ward is still there. Almost got Poison Ivy again. Ocean Drake is up. It looks as though 9 lives is going to go to contest that. And they should really get it. I don't think that Chop Suey is going to be in a position to grab it. But a teleport being used, they want to go in and do something with this. Kantos does the ult, but... looked like he did the ult. It's not.
Oh, there's an Orianna alone in the back.
Just takes a little bit of damage. Doesn't look like this fight's going to go anywhere. It looks as though 9 lives is perfectly content to take the dragon and run. Well, maybe not. A little too far forward there on Snorlax. Poor Gregosaurus dies again. Oh, they're actually getting a lot of kills here from this. Huge in a lot of trouble here. Till Snorlax does die as well, though.
Yeah, all in all, a 3-for-1 in favor of Gale Force. And for the first time in this game, and probably in the last 2 games, has actually secured a very small lead.
Hopefully they don't waste it here. Looks as though they're rotating to mid. I don't know if there's any huge tempo play they can make with this, but by God, they're going to try.
Yeah. They might consider going for Rift Herald or something, but I'm not sure that's the right tempo play.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the time to do it, but we'll see. They might get at least some damage on this turret. I don't think they'll be able to kill it. Yeah,
if force 2 teleports, that's worth it.
Oh, Jin all coming. Poison Ivy's probably going to die here. Does throw up the Braum ult, but yeah, that's the end of that. Alright, so they lose Braum. They get about half damage on the turret.
And they get 2 teleports, which is worth something.
Gregosaurus just can't stop dying to that misfortune ult.
Yeah, and the Gen ult seems very focused on Poison Ivy to mix success.
Alright, Cloud Drake is the next Drake coming up. Everyone seems to be heading top lane. Fortunately for Fat Jackalope, they're up there all alone. Oh, nah, never mind. They seem to be heading back to their respective lanes. Gotta stay in your swim lane right now, kids. But we'll see, though. Chop Suey heading for the Rift Herald here. There is I think that ward is outside the bush. But we'll see.
Which bush?
Up here at the top lane, Tri-Bush.
Oh.
We'll see if Nebulon tries to steal this. It is perfectly visible. They know he's there. Ooh, Orianna ult misses. Big misfortune ult, though. And here comes the Maokai ult. Will they get anybody? Not anyone that they're going after. Xin Zhao does get deleted, though. That's pretty important. Herald is dead. No one's picked up the token yet. Gregosaurus flashes very wisely to avoid that damage. Chop Suey in a lot of trouble here. May end up going down. But did pick up a kill for it. This misfortune is 6-1.
Definitely very scary, and has completed her first lethality item, so that is a lot of damage coming out of Fat Jackalope.
Alright, I'm expecting Poison Ivy just to pop the Herald right here.
Maybe they're choosing to get the turret because they can get it without the Rift Herald.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, they must be doing that. I was with you though. I'd expect the Rift Herald to be popped right away.
Especially considering that only Orianna was going to be in that top lane, but I suppose they had no way of knowing that.
Plus, I mean, they can get more with it later, so that's fair. But
yeah. Meanwhile, this mid lane's in a little bit of trouble. Kanto's coming up to help out. 1-0-6 on this Maokai. Big Maokai plays. Baron's up in 10 seconds. Obviously knows his position. Ooh. Big flash
forward.
there, yeah. Grabbing Gregosaurus, but now they're going to pay for it. Big plays by the Xin. Tilted Snorlax is probably going to die here. Does get the stun up, but Kantos and Poison Ivy can't really do anything. But now here comes the ult. Jackalope is here and ready to eat some giant X-Men. Oh! Chop Suey gets behind Brandana and eats him during the Jhin ult.
I was so focused on Fat Jackalope securing the kill on Udge that I didn't even notice that Brandana did that. That was always one of my favorite things to do if I played a Kha'Zix against a Jhin, was to sneak up on him when he's focused on his ult. Great play coming out of Chop Suey.
Yeah, like you said, this Kha'Zix is a win condition. And doing really well with it. They get 2 turrets here. We do have CB Hickey trying to head back, but the team has lost 2 turrets and at least a chunk of a third.
Yeah, this is not a small impact either on the third one.
Might take down 3 turrets here. Does.
Already cracked the base at 21 minutes into the game.
Good job by Gale Force here, pushing forward. Let's see what Tilted Snorlax is at. 132 on the stacks. They're doing very well there. So
Yeah,
might get caught out here? Nope. Alright, Dragon up in 40 seconds. Poison Ivy is helpfully doing some sweeping. Doesn't see any wards though. Most wards have despawned in that area. Oh, the stun misses on Huge. I would put that a little further forward. Try to have him in the circle, not just on the edge of it.
Still, that was just a little bit away from a perfect trap.
Absolutely. All right, so 3,000 gold lead here for our winless Gale Force. Gold is mostly focused on that misfortune, obviously, but Chop Suey is doing very well as well. They are standing on a ward here, so they absolutely know that 9 lives is lurking there. Everyone is by the blue buff here. And it looks as though Chop Suey is just willing to push. Draw him out. Snorlax could definitely stall here. Good spot for a stun ring. Does put it down. Doesn't get to do anything really with it. I'll have to back off. But that gives their team time to try to take this Cloud Drake.
But a lot of the space that they needed.
Yeah. No smite, but we'll just leave Braum to attack it, I guess.
Yeah. a little bit awkward there, but it worked out all the same. 2 clouds too, so it's starting to have a tangible impact.
And the next Drake will be another Ocean. Very passive dragons this time.
Yeah, before we had 3 mountains, so they could kill Baron in 5 seconds.
Alright, everyone kind of grouping together. A lot of 9 lives moving as a group this game. They probably feel the fear of getting picked off by that Kha'Zix.
Yeah, and we've kind of been playing the underdog story a little bit, but 9 Lives still playing very well. Kha'Zix obviously terrifying to be alone next to. Flash gets forced out of Orin.
This could actually be what 9 lives needs to turn this around. This is going to be 2 free kills.
Yeah, Gale Force needs to back off and maybe contest Baron at this point, but I'm interested what 9 Lives is going to do here with it.
Yeah,
are they going to go for Baron? I think so.
I think they're going to at least posture as though they are. Maybe try to grab Suey here.
A lot of nice ward placement from both teams.
Ooh, Jackalope has to flash out there. Good idea. Yeah, this Zin's getting online now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks as though they aren't going to actually try to do anything. They're just going to take the wins and go home. Particularly because Brandana's up top farming.
Yeah, and Jin's not the best AD carry to kill big tanky objectives like Baron. That reload makes it a little bit slow. So I can respect the decision here to back off. Nine Lives is playing really, really well in the fact that they're moving together. This is the point I was going to make earlier about Kha'Zix, is that Kha'Zix is so terrifying alone that Nine Lives is forced to play together, but they're doing it very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely helps when, you know, two of the opposing team just kind of walks right into you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. don't want to do that one again.
Yeah, hopefully they do learn from that. We have Tilted Snorlax with 141 stacks. Item build's looking pretty good as well, I would say. Not seeing anything too out of the ordinary, I don't think.
Yep. Only notable thing that I see right at first glance is that Tilted Snorlax is moving very subtly towards that Rabadon's death cap, which is going to really pronounce the fact that she's been stacking her her AP power so well this whole game.
Gold lead has been reduced to 1k after last couple of engagements here. Well, mostly due, I'd say, to Brandana's farming in those last 2 kills. But we'll just have to see who decides to make the first move here. It looks as though both sides are content to kind of take a minute. Obviously, for 9 lives, that means that they get a chance to catch their breath and bask in the fact that they are getting a bit of a momentum advantage here. And for Gale Force, just kind of want to reset, be like, okay, we had a lead, it's slipping away, let's get back focused. Let's find someone to pick off, like this Orianna, who's all alone.
Oh, right next to a Malphite and the Kha'Zix. That could be very bad news in about 15 seconds.
Nope, just dropping a tower. Dropping a ward. Ooh, getting that stun up. Good black shield though. Here comes Nebulon jumping straight into Poison Ivy. Flash is blown all over the place. Poison Ivy goes back in for some reason. Oh, deletes that Nebulon though. Lots of ults blown, but none of them end up on Tilted Snorlax. They do get Chop Suey though. Big misfortune, all unfortunately only really hits the tank. So 2 for 1.
Yeah, great play out of 9 lives. Nebulon does die, but forces a lot to come out of it. Gen ult was used very excellently.
I would like to see Tilted Snorlax not die here for starters. Ooh, Jackalope takes a lot of damage. This could be really bad. Big ult actually from Kantos there. Let's see what happens. Huge, taken very low. They don't finish it. Wow.
Oh no, that's really bad for Gale Force.
Wow, all those shields. All right, this
Brandana just played that perfectly. Got the 4-shot off to kill Tilted Snorlax. Flashes forward to take on Fat Jackalope. Really great play coming out of Brandana.
This is when I talk about wards again. The Gale Force needs more wards, particularly around objectives, specifically the dragon in this area. Because if they had them, they would have seen the Orianna was alone and could have picked her off. Because the strength of their comp, at least for the next, let's say, 10 minutes, is still having Chop Suey pick people off. Like right here. This is good. Continue doing this. Especially because I think she wasted her ult. Or did it not count because it didn't fully go off?
Yeah, the animation didn't complete, so it got refunded. But still, Chop Suey proving that he absolutely is something to still contend with. It hasn't come up yet, and I've been watching for it. I'd love to see who wins in a fight between Nebulon and Chop Suey with no one else involved, because both of them are incredibly scary at this moment.
I think Nebulon would win because he has more knockup. But we'll have to see.
But Chop Suey has a stealth too, so if he plays it right, it could work out. But I agree. I think Nebulon comes out ahead.
Which may end up being the deciding factor because, you know, if your 2 hyper carries are fighting, one of them will hyper carry more.
Yeah, exactly.
173 ability power there, or stacks there on that Tilted Snorlax. 600 ability power total. So that's a big button.
That is a big button. That Tilted Snorlax is coming fully online. Chop Suey and Fat Jackalope both do a ton of damage. So Gale Force is right where they need to be, but they need to find the fight that they want to have. Conversely, Nine Lives also doing a lot of damage. Brandana and Nebulon specifically, both are more than capable of killing whoever they want to. So it's a matter of setup here. Speaking of setup,
Right, yeah, Dragon has been taken. Maokai ult used perfectly, taking a lot of damage here. Big Misfortune ult. My god. That's a lot of dead everyone's. Okay, Gale Force, this is exactly what you needed.
that was beautiful. Really well played by Gale Force. 5-0'd on a fight that Nine Lives initiated. That was that was exactly the kind of fight that they needed to secure a huge lead.
Gale,
They're gonna knock down the inhibitor that they've already exposed. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Gale Force, you've just gotten an ace. What are you going to do now? Kill their inhibitor. Possibly more.
Possibly more. I think I would have backed off for Baron at this point, but
Yeah, backing up Baron's not a bad idea. On the other hand, you could just try to win the game. They have 7 seconds.
Oh, are they pushing for the whole thing?
They have the damage. Jackalope's got it. Everyone just focus things. Gale Force wins their second game, or first game ever.
That was real close on the Oriana ult, but congratulations to Gale Force breaking the streak pretty early on in the split too. Maybe they can make a comeback.
Absolutely. Yep, never any doubt. Good job by Gale Force there.
And I think a lot of it had to do with their comp. I really liked how they responded to game one to draft a comp that I really liked out of Gale Force for game two. I think that was a huge factor.
And they also had, I mean, just this Misfortune. The damage speaks for itself. Absolutely insane.
that is nuts.
Brandana
Brandana was the second highest with almost 10,000 less damage. Wow.
Yep. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Okay, so we do have a interview set up here. I'm just grabbing the updated score screen, which I'll be adjusting in a second. And we'll head into that once I get my stuff sorted out. Well, once someone's in the interview room. So yeah, so I'll do the score screen then right now. So we'll just pop that up here. Do that. Do that. Where is it? Come on. There we go. Scoreboard. Okay. All right. So here we are. Phoenix and Gale Force both managed to pick up their first wins. So we have a 3-way tie for last now instead of a 3-way tie for first. And we have Blitzkrieg very firmly in the lead after that dominating performance today. 9 Lives second place, Option 12 third, and White Wolf fourth. So yeah, very very nicely set up. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then or 1, 2,
it's
3,
like
4.
The Fibonacci sequence.
everyone's 5. So yeah, hopefully teams will be able to claw their way back. It's nice knowing that all the teams that are in last place currently are the teams that have all had buys. So they will now have the chance to get back into it afterwards, and we'll see if they're able to do that next week. All right, so we're going into the interview now with Poison. So hopefully we'll get a more support insight into how the game went. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So after that first game, what was your thought process going into game 2?
Well, we were thinking about what was working, what we needed to do differently, especially because we always start out pretty strong and then it just kind of falls apart. So we just kind of regrouped, put our ideas back together, and tried it out for game 2.
And banned almost everyone who hurt you in game 1.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I really respect because Brandana and Gregosaurus are a lot of people I think consider them to be the best bot lane in the league. And not only did you go toe to toe, but you were actually able to get a lead on them in game 2 tell me about your choice of picks for your characters in game two. I noticed it was kind of an early game focus. Was that intentional? Tell
Um,
me more about your picks.
yeah, we've been trying to think of bot lane that would actually like work well together and just mix in and match in. And we really liked the Morgana and Sivir, and then the Braum and Misfortune. And then since we tried one the first game, we were like, we'll see how this one works out the second game. And I tried to be more jump in and do something this game instead of last week we kind of stayed back. So
Hmm. Yeah, definitely
Certain,
showed.
yeah, exactly. The aggressive mindset definitely worked out for you for this game.
And then what do you think was the real kind of turning point in game two? Because, I mean, obviously, there was a lot of back and forth. You guys did kind of get a momentum under your feet, but when did you just start feeling really confident, other than obviously getting the ace at the end of the game?
I think like after we got the first dragon and then we actually ended up getting rift and were able to take a couple towers and stuff with it and everything, then it worked out.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
we've been not getting so many objectives and stuff. So when we focused that on the second game, I think it kind of helped us trying to keep in the game.
hmm definitely. All right, you got anything else, Shuffle?
No, I that's it for me. Other than congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, excellent. Well then, yeah, congratulations again. Good luck. Hope you guys climb the standings a little bit, and have a great night.
You too.
All right, and with that, we will end this very late broadcast. Thank you for everyone for sticking around. Check out the YouTube videos if you didn't end up sticking around, if you somehow managed to hear me talking. And other than that, look forward to seeing you all next week. More great games. Hoping to see if Phoenix is able to climb it back. Blitzkrieg continuing their current Cinderella run at place number one. Option 12 getting revenge and all other good stuff. Last word for you, Truffle.
Thanks for joining, and I hope everyone has a good night.
All right, there it is. Good night, everyone.